Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Kelvin here. The government finally announced that GST would be increased to 9%, which means my mee siam, my ham will be more expensive. And to no one's surprise, everyone was not happy about it. When I was going through everyone's complaints, one suggestion stood out in particular. Seriously, they should tax the rich. Bro, tax the rich please. It's okay to tax the peasants, but not the rich. Rich people cannot tax. Poor peasants tax until your pants and underwear all drop. So, in this video, I want to find out why is Singapore not taxing the rich more? With so many millionaires and ultra-rich popping out all over Singapore, definitely it's a better idea to tax the rich, right? But before I start, I would greatly appreciate it if you can help to tap the like button because it will help out with the channel. In return, I will show you a kitten sleeping with a chick. And before I continue, I just want to make something very clear. I don't go into politics, I don't take sides, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong. All I'm doing is just showing you all the data because science. Then let you come to your own conclusion. Okay, yeah? Alright, with that being said, let's continue on. So, on February 18, Singapore announced that they will finally be increasing the GST to 9% by 2024. Fun fact, the plan to increase GST to 9% is not new. They have been thinking about raising it since all the way back in 2018. When everyone don't have to wear a mask and you can breathe fresh air coming from our neighbors. Currently, the government estimates that GST contributes about $12.8 billion in revenue, which is about 12% of the whole thing. And by increasing it to 9%, DBS estimates that the government will gain additional $3.2 to $3.6 billion in tax revenues a year. The additional revenues will then be used to fund the spending increase in healthcare, security, and other social needs. But why specifically GST? Why not maybe increase the income tax? The government explained that those with higher income tend to spend more, and therefore they will be paying higher GST. It was estimated that the top 20% of taxpayers account for 60% of GST revenue. Now, obviously, many people are not happy with the increase in GST because there's GST everywhere. You buy Papao Cha? Or GST. You eat at your favorite Mookata shop? Or GST again. You buy the chicken with the wrong weight? Or got GST also. However, there's a problem. When GST is increased, it will especially affect the lower income families. Like previously, your Royal Umbrella Thai Home Money Rice cost $28.50. With the 9% GST, or it will cost $29 now. Because math. This 50-cent increase may not mean a lot to most of us, but for someone who is earning like $500 a month and have like 4 kids to feed, that 50 cents is considered a lot of money. And that's only one item. When the GST increases to 9%, the entire living expenses like food, utility, phone bill, milk powder all become more expensive. But do you know what's not expensive? Learning. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes for all sorts of topics. They got tons of classes on personal finance, stock investing, and options trading. I'm always looking for ways to improve myself. And right now, I'm taking a class called Real Productivity, How to Build Habits That Last by Thomas Frank, who's also a YouTuber. In this class, I learned how to set reasonable and realistic goals and how I can achieve them, while at the same time, how to handle failure without giving up. So, because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, the first 1,000 people to use the link in the description below will get a 1 month free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. In this 1 month, you can take dozens of these classes from creativity to entrepreneur to improving your life. So, go click the link in the description. Sure, you'll get to support this channel, but more importantly, you'll get to learn tons of new stuff from Skillshare. With that being said, let's get back to the video. Now, of course, to reduce the impact on lower income families, the government has introduced some measures to offset the hike for the next 3 to 5 years. But I know, it will only delay the impact and doesn't really solve the problem. So how? The alternative is to reduce or remove GST on basic necessities so that it wouldn't affect the lower income families that much. And some countries like India, Indonesia, South Korea actually did it. Australia has a super duper long list of stuff that lets you know what's GST free. For example, infant milk, sugar, rice is GST free. Even your kangaroo is GST free. However, as you might imagine, this will create a ton of problems for everyone. For example, mountain bread unfilled is GST free, but mountain bread filled is taxable. Normal water is GST free, but demineralized water is taxable. Whey is GST free, but lacto-fermented whey is taxable. If you are the guy who wants to open shop and sell all this stuff, may God bless you. So is there any other way to solve the issue? Oh, what about increasing the income tax for the rich? Well, yes, but no. This is not a good solution either. Here's why. First, the rich actually have a lower income tax rate. For example, our Warren Buffett Koko has got like $112 billion net worth. This means he can eat Cai Pan with fish 3 meals a day for his entire life and will still never be poor. But even so, he's actually paying a much lower tax rate than his secretary. Why like that? Is it a bug? Let me show you why. For most of us, our income is labor income, meaning we have to work for money, like the peon from Warcraft 3. Work. But the top 1%, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, their main income is actually through their investments and businesses. For labor income, if you are earning a lot of money, you can be taxed up to 37%. Meanwhile, the US corporate tax rate is just 21%. So you end up in a situation where the richest people pay lower tax rates compared to the normal middle class. A while ago, I made a video on how the rich invest. There, I show that technically, the rich don't even have to receive any salary. All they need is just to borrow against the asset and live off the money. The rich be like, if you don't receive any salary or sell any asset, you don't pay any taxes. And eventually, after you pass away, you can easily hand over the asset to your boy or girl and they can continue living off the asset, all without paying any taxes. That's how the super rich becomes richer and richer over a few generations. And this leads to a problem, wealth inequality. Check this out, over the past 40 years, the top 1%'s income has grown by 242%, while the middle class income has only grown by 46%. Second problem, discourage work. It has been found that higher taxes on income actually discourage people from working. Employers may be discouraged from hiring, the unemployed may be less willing to look for a job, and those who are employed may not want to work as hard. According to a study, the higher tax rate on corporations and higher income earners, the lower GDP growth a country will have. So this means that raising the income tax on the rich doesn't really work. Then how? Oh, I know. Why don't we tax the rich? Okay, the term for this is called wealth tax. Just in case you don't know what's wealth tax, basically it's a tax on your wealth, like real estate, cash, investments, business, your NFTs or shitcoins. Currently, Singapore already has some form of wealth tax. For example, higher tax on non-owner occupied properties. James Lim has also gone one step further and proposed implementing a real wealth tax on the richest. Same for the US, they are also considering implementing a 3% wealth tax on billionaires. Now, the benefit of wealth tax is that it can actually reduce wealth inequality because it directly taxes the super rich, and at the same time, it won't add any extra burden to the poor. So, all is good, right? Well, yes, but no. There's a few problems. First, it's hard to value wealth. Let's say you are Elon Musk. Okay, maybe you are not Elon Musk, but if you work hard, you'll get there someday. Your Tesla stock goes up and down so much every day. Now, does the government tax at the highest price or the lowest price? What is a fair amount? Or what if you have your Irene NFT because you are a sim? How much should the government tax it? The government will probably have to hire additional people just to value your assets. However, even if there's a good system to value wealth, everyone still wants to save on taxes. What can the rich do? They can easily move the money abroad, under-declare or hide ownership. But there's a bigger problem. The rich can easily migrate. When France had a wealth tax, many millionaires decided to run away, causing France to lose tax revenue. In the end, France decided to abolish its wealth tax. In fact, most countries who had wealth tax ended up removing it because the revenue collection was poor and unsustainable. And in Singapore's case, it would be extremely bad if people ran away because, Singapore's economic policy depends partly on attracting the super wealthy, and scaring them away would be counterproductive. So, as you can see, raising taxes is not as easy as activating the money printing cheat code. Whatever you do, there's some sort of downside. You either add burden on the poor, or you increase the wealth inequality, or you scare away the rich people. Then how? The government has mentioned that for now, they will be imposing wealth tax through existing means, like increasing taxes on non-owner occupied property and luxury cars. And in the meantime, they will continue to study the options. If you ask what I think, personally I support some sort of wealth tax, Like if you are rich enough to buy the entire Orchard condo, you are probably rich enough to contribute to nation building. Either way, it definitely won't be easy to implement. Meanwhile, I'll just sit back and wait while enjoying the current 0% capital gain tax that Singapore has, while it lasts. Anyway, what do you think is the best way to tax the rich? Do comment down below and let me know. Like, share and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.